All right. So tonight, without too much long talking, right, I'm going to introduce the guest on the show tonight. So how are you doing tonight, guest?
I'm doing fine, a little bit nervous.
You're a little bit nervous. All right. Speak up a little bit louder for me, cause because you sound a bit low.
Okay, can you hear me?
Much better, much better. Now you say you're a little bit nervous. Listen, first of all, there is no reason why you need to be nervous. You know why? Because on Unstoppable, we don't cast judgment. All right? And my viewers know much better as well to be respectful. You hear me? I want to know. Be respectful to the caller, the person on the phone. No name calling, no disrespectful comments, or else you will be blocked by one of my beautiful moderators. So if you want to dip on the show and enjoy the show and listen to what the caller have to say, just, if this is your first time here, just, watch how the rest of commenters comment and notice nobody is disrespectful. All right? So we're going to jump right into the topic right now and let the caller tell us a little bit about our experience. All right? So all the newbies, welcome to the stream. If this is your very first time here, welcome. Because I don't really have to welcome you because I know that the rest are seasoned viewers are going to welcome you. So, Carla, you say you have an experience that you want to share with us tonight, right?
That's correct.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop talking right now. I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to let you take the show over, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, but my experience goes back a little way back. I met what had happened, I was in a relationship and it wasn't going too well. So on the weekend, I said to my girlfriends, let's go to London. And we all went down there. It was Valentine's Day as well. So we went to London because I had a daughter living down there. So we had somewhere to stop. And we went out for a night out, me and the two girls. But for some reason, they were a little distant towards me. And I could clock it. So I didn't pay them any mind because I'm independent. So I was doing my own thing in this place. Lo and behold, I was approached by this gentleman, and he said, why you look so sad? I said, I'm not really sad, but I'm just disappointed that I've come all this way with these two girls, and it's like they're trying to, distance me from their company. So he said, don't mind, I'll keep your company. And then we got chatted and so on and so on. It led on to what had happened after that. We met up, and he came to the place where my daughter was stopping. Now, she was cooking some porridge, and the pot, it was burning because she was using an enamel pot. So I says to her, turn the fire down and keep stirring it because it's burning. He was in the kitchen also, and he reacted by saying, take time with her, she's pregnant. So I thought, yeah, naturally, you are a little bit miserable when you're pregnant, but what's it got to do with him? So anyway, I didn't think nothing of it, and I left them in the kitchen, hearing him. And after that now, things carried on, and I didn't think anything of it. Me and the two girls decided, yes, we're going back home on the Sunday. So we came back home on the Sunday. I was still corresponding with this chap, and he was saying things like he wanted to get married and so on and so on. Now I was thinking, wow, it's a bit quick. But then he introduced me to his sister, or somebody I thought was his sister. And she was saying she thinks it's a good idea if we could do it within the 3 months, because if I didn't marry him, he would have to go back to Jamaica. And it would be more complicated for me to go to Jamaica and do it that way and so on. So I thought, okay, it makes sense. Lo and behold, I invited my daughter from London to come to Birmingham. She came. The other daughter lived in Birmingham. She didn't come to the wedding. But the one who came from London, when I was getting ready and so on, I noticed she wasn't making any effort to get ready. So I thought, oh, maybe because she's pregnant, and, she's a bit tired, or for whatever reason, she didn't want to come. So the sister of the chap, she was getting ready. Because the reason why I didn't want to get married at the last minute, what had happened, when he went back to London, he said he's going down to get his clothes and so on and so on. So I said, okay, do that. But then he should have come back like the Wednesday, and he didn't come back the Wednesday. He came back the Saturday night, I think. So I was a bit upset, and I was saying, well, why did he leave it at the last minute? we've got a big jewelry quarter in Birmingham. We could have gone and get the jewelry from there and so on and so on. So anyway, the sister convinced me and she said, all right, go ahead with it. And I started to get ready. My daughter didn't get ready at all. But anyway, I left and I went to the place where I was going to get married. He was a bit late and so was his sister. Never mind this thing where they say that it's the bride who's supposed to be late, not the bride, not the groom.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it was the other way around with me. I was early and he was late. Anyway, it went on that my little family group arrived. A friend of his, a main friend of his, didn't turn up. And I'm still looking and thinking, well, that's supposed to be his best friend. Why didn't he come? But anyway, I didn't think much of it. I just carried on because I'm doing him a favor. Soon after the marriage now, I started a new job. And because my daughter is still here in Birmingham, I said to her, can you watch? I had two other kids. One was 3 going 4, and one was 7 going on 8. So I said to her, I met a church man yesterday, and he said, I must send the kids to Sunday school, so would she get them ready for me whilst I'm at work? And she blurted out, oh, don't leave me with so-and-so. And I'm thinking, well, you've been here with him for the whole week whilst I was at work. What's the difference? One more day. Anyway, I had to go to work, so I left. But what had happened on the Saturday before I'd gone to work the Sunday?
Okay, wait a minute. So you said this is your daughter is saying
Yes.
that you should not leave her with the person that
My husband.
with your husband at the time because
Yes.
she's uncomfortable staying there with him.
That's correct.
All right,
But,
continue.
but they were there from the time I got married until that Sunday.
Uh-huh.
They were there together. We was all together, not just him and her. We was all there together, and I was going out to work, and she didn't give me a complaint or any cause to be concerned.
So she would normally spend time with your husband without any issues, and all of a sudden she is saying, "Don't leave me here alone with him."
That's correct. But I also had inclination. I had a little sort of a red flag because I remember, the way they was looking at each other, and if I was in the kitchen and I call her to come and assist me, she wants to run in the living room where he was. So I would say to the 7-year-old, he's now 30, so you can imagine how long ago it was. I says, go in there and just have a look and see what they're doing. Obviously, he's only 7, so he wasn't aware of what I wanted him to observe, but he would come back and say, she's looking at so-and-so in a certain sort of a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, my concerns was right then. But anyway, back to this going to work on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
On the Friday, his best friend, who didn't turn up for the wedding, called him and says, you've become a house furniture, why don't you come out? Now it's only a week, so I don't know how can he be a house furniture within a week. So when the friend called him and says, come out, we're going to a certain pub. I know the name of the pub, so I thought it was truthful. So I said, yeah, go. So he went with a friend. Bear in mind, this is a Saturday or Friday, I think. One of the days, I can't remember. He didn't come out the Saturday. That was it. He didn't come. It was a Saturday night. He didn't come out the Saturday night. And I'm thinking, well, I've got to go to work the Sunday morning, which was a morning when she says, don't leave the two of them together. Now, on the Sunday, on my way to work, he called me and he says his best friend has got a job for him and he's going, is it okay for him to go back to London? Well, I thought, well, if he's going to get a job, I wanted to buy that house I was in at the time. So both of us now working, we could accomplish that. I didn't hear anything more from him. I came home from work this Sunday. The Monday, the daughter took the 2 kids to school, and I hadn't seen her from that Monday until the following Friday. Now, on the Friday, she called me and she says, is so-and-so at home? And I says, no, I'm not sure. He's supposed to be coming back after 6. But he didn't come, and she came back up. And I was thinking, well, why isn't she going back to London? She's almost 8.5 months pregnant. You know, she's due to have the baby anytime. Why didn't she go? But anyway, it's not my business if she wants to stay behind. But there's something that I missed out during the week that she was here with him. On one of the days, I was sorting out some papers in my back room, and myself, him, and my daughter, and my little 3-year-old was in the living room. Now I got up to go into the back room to sort out the papers, but before I left the living room, I was saying I needed to go to the shop to get something, maybe milk or drinks or something of that nature. But because I found this letter that I was looking for before, I was engrossed in reading it. So either him or my daughter called out to me. And I thought, well, let me finish reading this letter to myself, and then I'll go and see what they wanted. So when they called my name and I didn't answer, to me, looking back now, I think they thought I had gone to the shops. So what had happened, they was taking my 3-year-old upstairs. For some reason, they decided to take him upstairs. So as I finished reading the letter and I heard the rumbling in there, coming from the living room, and them saying they're going to take my son upstairs, I was thinking, well, she's pregnant. You know, it's not suitable. So I then put the letter down, and I met them at the top of the stairs going towards the bedroom after putting down my son. Now, she was in my bedroom, and he was going towards my bedroom. Now, the state he was in, I thought, no, this is strange. Because why would you have, I'm not sure if I can say this word, but he was in the position as though he's going to be intimate with somebody. So his male anatomy.
Okay, so all of y'all was home. You decided that you're going to the store, and you stopped in the kitchen to read a meal, and you was a little quiet in there, so they thought you already left. Is what you're saying?
That's correct, because they called out my name. They checked first by calling out my name. And as I said, I was reading this letter, so I didn't answer. So that gave them the home to say, yes, she's gone. So then they proceeded by taking my son upstairs to put it to bed, and then to make their way into my bedroom, because she was already in the bedroom sitting on the bed. And he was making his way into the bedroom, and I'm thinking, wow, what state are you in? Oh dear.
So when you went up and you saw what was happening, what was their reaction like?
What was the I think she got up from sitting on my bed and left my bedroom to go into another bedroom, and he tried to, you know, not a cuddle, but you know, put his arms around me to make light of it, to say, oh, nothing was happening. But I could see. It was obvious. I could see what was going on.
And at this time, how old was your daughter?
18.
Okay. All right, go on.
So as I said, that was what I'd missed out. So now he's in London, and I'm starting up. I'm in this new job, as I said. Now, a week had gone by, and I hadn't heard anything from him. And I thought this was unusual, because what had happened, I had given him my mobile phone, but he had left the charger. So he was corresponding with me at work with my mobile phone. But on this day, I was saying to my work colleagues, it's strange, he's gone. I have no way of contacting him, because by now the battery would have died on the phone. So I've got no way of...
All right, give me one moment. All right, so I noticed someone is saying that the audio is low. Is it just that person, or is the audio low for everyone watching the stream? Someone please let me know, please, because I don't want you to miss out anything that the caller is saying. So if it's low, please let me know. Someone on the stream, please let me know if the audio is low or if it's coming through okay. And Susie Unstoppable, thanks a lot for the super chat. Totally appreciate it. And of course, you deserve your promotion, of course. All right, so let me know if the stream is coming through, if the audio is all right. All right, so, okay, they're hearing you. Okay, go ahead, Carla, continue.
Yeah, so I'm saying to my works colleague, I just recently got married to this man, and I haven't heard from him within a week because the phone battery is now dead. So they were saying, well, we was just contemplating how to get hold of him. So luckily, he called me from his work's phone, and I said to my colleagues, "Oh, he just called me." So she says, "Call." I think it's 1471. It's a number that you can get the last number.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I quickly jot down the digits. And I was thinking, well, how do I call this number without anybody getting suspicious that it's me? There was because the place where he was a mechanic, and the garage, the mechanic owner, the garage owner was an African. So luckily there was an African client where I was working. So he said, "Don't worry, I will make the call for you." Now that's against work policy, but I was desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And the chap used to live somewhere in London. He knew London, so he knew the distance and the places. So he said what he will do, he will call the garage and say he's got a car that needs looking at, and he knows that, he'll give them some story. So when he called the garage, the garage owner was saying, well, the distance where he's calling from, or the address that he was given, is too far, so couldn't he find a local garage? So I was getting this guy out to say, tell him it's okay, you'll get the car there, mm-hmm. which the guy did. And by saying, well, I've heard that you're a very good mechanic, so, would like you to do the job. And we was doing this in order to get the address. So once we got the address, which is still printed in my memory after 21 years, I then, after coming off the phone and going home, I called my daughter and I says, guess what? I've got hold of the address. Can you do me a favor? Can you go to the garage for me? Oh, Mom, it's too far, she was saying. I can't go. So I'm thinking, I thought you wanted to help me. I thought she would genuinely help me to sort this thing out. But she was giving me all sub-stories how it's too far. So I then says to her, this is the address. Try and go there. Then she made up another story. Well, if she was to go, her boyfriend's son will see her. Well, the chap that she was dating was my age, and she's 18. He was 36. So that was the age I was then. And she's giving me all this sub-story. She cannot go. So I thought, okay, I won't push it. I'll leave it on the weekend. I'll go down myself. That's what I thought to myself. So when I finished work on the Friday, I thought, okay, I'll get my two boys and we'll drive down to London. Didn't know where I was going, but somehow I was led. And as I drove, because those days we didn't have sat-nav, so I was just driving because I knew where she lived, and I was just driving and led by the Spirit. Now, as I drove to a particular place, and I went, oh, there's a road. Now, where the garage was situated, it's like you've got the road, you've got the pavement, and it's just there. It's not a garage where you've got to drive into places and search. It was just there by the pavement. And there was a white transit van where my husband was, one foot was up on the van, the other foot was on the ground, and he was eating a patty. And as he saw me, it's like if the ground could open up and swallow him, it would have been a relief for him. But obviously it didn't happen. And I says, oh, this is where you are. And I got back in the car and I drove to where my daughter was living with a fella. And I says to him, I says to her when I got there, not knowing that she had an animosity towards me for him, I says, guess what? I've just come from the place and it's not far. It's right by the, I'm giving a description of where this place, the garage was situated. She didn't seem very concerned. So I thought, I just left it. Anyway, the following morning, because my handbrake, it was a bit loose, I said I would take it to the garage for him to look at it. And she couldn't wait for the morning. She got up and she dressed and she was tonguing her hair and she put on the tightest trousers. And I'm thinking, we're only going to the garage. Why are you overdressing? But that was all my thoughts. I didn't say anything to her. And what I remember now, as I've just said that point, she gave me a long, because I was pregnant. She was 6 months ahead of me in her pregnancy. So my daughter is 6 months younger than her daughter. Now, she gave me, I had got myself dressed in what I wanted to wear. Well, she said, "Oh no, Mom, don't wear that. Wear this." And she gave me a large tent of a maternity dress to put on. And I still wasn't thinking she was just doing this to make me look frumpy while she looked stush. Anyway, we got to the garage, and as soon as I pull up, my husband ignored me, went straight towards the car, and was admiring my daughter's daughter, which is my granddaughter, whilst I was taking out the pushchair and everything out of my car. And you're thinking, because you're aware of what's going on, things that shouldn't be happening. His attention should be towards me, not my granddaughter and my daughter. But still, I wasn't taking much of that.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Dania, thanks a lot for the super chat. Totally appreciate it. So are you saying that you think that your husband and your daughter had something going on?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I will get to it. Yes. This is how I find out from her partner.
Okay, go on.
Yes.
I want to hear the rest of this. Go on.
Yes. So, so after leaving the car, my husband then says to me, no, I think I missed that a little bit. On the day when I saw him, when I drove up at the garage, and I went back to my daughter's place, he then came to her house, to her boyfriend's house, with the garage owner. And he was insisting that I go with them for a drink. Now, I don't know if it's superstitious or cautious, but I didn't want to go because, one, you hear so much about, well, I don't mean to be derogatory, but Africans, in terms of dropping things in your drink or doing things to eliminate you. So I thought, because of his behavior in the past week or past couple of weeks, I thought, no, I wouldn't be safe going somewhere for a drink with them, considering I don't know them, and his behavior was becoming suspicious. So I says, no, I didn't want to go for the drink, but however, I would bring the car in the morning, which is back to the morning now, and I dropped the car off. So after leaving the car, myself and my daughter and the two boys, we went shopping, and then we went back to her boyfriend's place where the car was dropped off. And I said, now I'm going back home the following day because now the car's repaired. And all I wanted is to see my husband, to let him know that I know he's trying to do a runner. Now, on the way back to Birmingham, on the motorway, and I'm driving this car. And obviously, as I said, my son was 3, and the other was 7. And as I'm driving the car, I'm going fast, and the cars behind me are dropping back.